What's up, you guys, and welcome to another special video. And this video is very special because my first movie review video in the longest time. I just barely got home because I just saw the New Mutants that's now in theaters. The New Mutants is finally out and I'm so stoked about it. The movie was alright, so I don't really have much to say about this film for this review, but we're gonna talk about it anyway.
Turn my mic on now, listen up. These rhymes what I be dishing up. The rap game is what I be picking up, so I gotta holler at him before I kick the dust.
So to begin, this was actually like the first movie I've seen since, I wanna say like February, I'm not even kidding. I think the last movie I saw was Sonic the Hedgehog in theaters, and that had to have been like February or March. I think it was February. But like I said, I don't have much to say about this film really, but as many of you know, I am a huge X-Men fan. X-Men is my favorite, Marvel superhero universe right behind Spider-Man. I love X-Men. I've loved X-Men since I was just a little kid. And I've read so many X-Men comics. I've studied X-Men so much, So personally for me, I was super stoked to see this film. I waited so long for this film to come out. This film was supposed to come out like 4 years ago, I want to say. Like, I think the original release date was back in like 2016. This movie was pushed back at least like 6 times, and now it's finally out. And just because of that, I was looking so forward to seeing this film. I won't spoil anything in this review, but I will say that I did not like the ending. Like, I thought the ending was super weak. But it makes sense because I guess they had an original ending for this movie. If they had just stuck to the original ending, I think this movie would have benefited so much more better. Another thing I want to mention about this film, it was only like 94 minutes long, I want to say. It wasn't that long. And I think this movie would have benefited so much if it had been at least like 2 hours long. I was blown away how short this film was. I don't know how much the original was before Disney owned this film. Like, the original could have been way longer, but I was kind of disappointed how short it was, you know what I'm saying? One thing I heard about this film is that they were gonna like completely reshoot the whole film. And that's one of the things they were gonna do when they kept pushing it back. What I would have to say about it, I don't think they should like reshoot the whole thing, but I think there are certain scenes in this movie that they should have reshot, if that makes any sense. Like, there are a lot of moments in this movie where I just kept like rolling my eyes thinking, why is this in here? Like, the acting was all right in some of the scenes. I love the actresses and the actors in this movie, but like I said, there were a lot of scenes where they could have totally just redid them. As an X-Men fan, I appreciate the fact that they made this film. They were supposed to make like a series of them, I believe. I remember reading that they were gonna have like 4 of them, I believe. Back when Fox owned the rights to X-Men. But now that doesn't even look like it's gonna happen because Disney owns the New Mutants and X-Men in general, which kind of sucks because I think this series would have went far if they had like stuck to making all the sequels. So without spoiling this movie, the main villain, technically it was Demon Bear, but I'm very disappointed because Demon Bear was like barely in this movie. So as I was watching this film, I kept asking myself, like, is Demon Bear even like the main villain in this movie? Like, what is going on? I wish they had more Demon Bear in the movie. The film also like really just focuses on one of the mutants mainly. The film also only really focuses on one of the mutants, and that kind of got annoying after a while because I wish they kind of had a focus on all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made sense that they did that, but at the same time I was kind of like, all right, I'm getting done hearing about this one mutant, please just focus on other ones, It was so great to be back in the movie theaters finally. I missed that feeling of, buying a ticket, getting a drink or some concession snacks, and then walking, finding your seat and sitting down and seeing the film. I really missed that feeling a lot. So to be back, was a great experience. And that's the way I'm looking at this movie, was the fact that I got to go back to the movie theaters and experience a movie on the big screen again. Anyways, if you really like X-Men, I recommend seeing this movie. If you don't care about X-Men, and if you didn't like Dark Phoenix, the movie that came out last year, then you probably don't want to see this movie, to be honest. I personally like Dark Phoenix, despite what all the critics had to say about it. I even said that on the radio, how much I enjoyed Dark Phoenix. But so many people did not like that movie. So if you didn't like Dark Phoenix, don't even bother seeing this movie, because this movie is really similar to that movie. And when I say it's really similar, I think the storyline is kind of similar. The VFX work is kind of similar, if that makes any sense. Another thing I want to say is that I am very curious to see what Disney does with the future of X-Men now that they own the rights, to the mutants, I should say. It'll be really interesting to see what they do because, I don't know, I really like these New Mutants. I thought it was a great idea. The script had a lot of work that needed to be done, but You know, it'd be interesting to see if they ever wanted to do anything with any of the characters from this film, which I don't think they will personally. I was even reading that the director and producers even said like this is the only film that will come out in the New Mutants series. And like I said, the ending, I did not like the ending to this movie. Like the ending, like there was an ending, but it just like happened like boom, like all right, we're done. You know what I'm saying? Like there was an ending, but it like just like came out of nowhere. Like they had the final fight in the movie, and then all of a sudden the movie was over. And then I was like thinking to myself, is there gonna be a post-credit scene? Which there isn't, which sucks. There was no post-credit scene. I thought it would have been cool if there was one because, I don't know, I love my Marvel films having post-credit scenes. The post-credit scenes is what makes Marvel movies so special. There's so many memorable post-credit scenes in all the Marvel films, and I was still looking forward to that. But one thing I can say about this movie is that it did keep me in tune. I did not fall asleep with it. There were scenes I was like, all right, yes, I'm getting really into this, right? But, you know, I think the script could have had a lot more work done to it, and I think even the writers even said that at some point. Overall, I would give this movie maybe about like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. The movie was short. I think the characters, they should have focused more on their backstories. I don't think they focused anything really too much on their backstories. This movie is all about overcoming your fears. And I thought that concept was pretty interesting, but I wish Demon Bear was more in the film. Demon Bear is an awesome villain. The fact that he was barely in this movie just had me like shaking my head. Yeah, they could have really benefited more if he was more in the film. Anyways, that's my New Mutants review. Sorry I don't have much to say about it. It was a alright movie. It's not a bad movie, but it wasn't the best superhero movie I've ever seen, you know? And I can totally see why this film was shelved like 6 times. Because like I said, it was supposed to come out like 4 years ago, and now it's barely out. It's crazy to think that this movie was sitting on a shelf somewhere, you know, just waiting to be released. Anyways, thank you so much for watching as always. I love making these movie review videos. I'm so glad I got to see another movie. I miss doing these kind of videos, and I'll have more soon, hopefully. Like, I hope more movies come out. And also, I was wearing my mask. I was taking precautions when I saw this movie. There weren't that many people at the theaters when I went. There was probably like at least like 6 or 7 other people. That's it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching as always. I love you guys so much. Yeah, the New Mutants, go see it if you can. Support this movie. The movie really deserves it in that sense. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you.